Hello, my name is Adam Hellewell, and at my home institution, I stage manage Sweeney Todd. Now, my ethos as a stage manager is a combination of all the stage managers that I have worked with before. I learn from their techniques and the way that they handle certain situations to learn how I can handle similar situations. This stage management experience of mine was my first time ever stage managing a musical, and so I had to learn quite a bit in terms of the scope of the project, especially it being an iconic show. So, organization and communication were my main two factors that I had to learn, and were very helpful in keeping the process as smooth as possible. And in my future, I would love to teach other stage managers, especially those who are new to the field, because I had an experience to do that during this process with one of my assistants. I used the online service Stage Right to do my prompt script. I had a system that I created using their features of the boxes and the lines to know when something was said in the script. If there was an action, I still put that on the right because it was easier to write things in right there. And I also gave standbys, warnings, and those things. And I typically kept an order of lights, sound, fly rail, and spots in between right after lights. And I also made little notes for myself. It says, look at Ken in those parentheses. That is what I would use to know that I needed to look at the monitor, to look at our conductor, to know when things happened. And when it says music changes at the bottom, that is a type of cue that I would write above the light cue or other cue to know that that is when that needs to be called. Because we had a lot of people involved, I created a check-in sheet. I did it digitally, so I could see from a distance if people were checking in, and my assistants used their devices to make sure everybody was checked in. I created this breakdown of the entrances and exits because of the difference that we did in our show when it came to if actors were on or off or in the shadows, or of course they die. And so this was used for me, but also for the costume designer to know when people could possibly change and if they were going to be certain people. I created this daily checklist for myself, and also for an assistant in case something happened to me, because there are a lot of things that I had to do because we had a decent sized space with a lot of elements that needed to be done every day. And so I had an organization system that I did for myself. I created this tech list before the whole process that had each element that was explicitly mentioned in the script, uh, either in words or stage directions, and who it related to, and little notes about it. I created this props list with my assistant during the rehearsal process because there were a lot of elements, and because of the way that we did our show, it was a theater and theater experience. So there were some props that were just there as set dressing. So we needed to distinguish those for the actors and for ourselves. I created this glossary of uncertain terms because of the dialect. I used some visual examples, as you see, apricot, because that is the color of hair that is mentioned in one of the songs. I created this email that I sent out to all those involved in tech. There were quite a few people that explicitly went through each element, starting with our first day of tech and the crew view, all the way until the end and our strike. I created this production report that was a template that I used every day. This day, a lot of different elements happened, and I included different elements in each category. We had some problems this night. We had some other things that were happening. But this was my way of distributing information to the production team. Now, on this show, because it was so massive, that's where a lot of the problems happened. And we did it in a different way. So it was a bit difficult to kind of get all the pieces together. But because I learned how to be a better communicator and organize better than I ever have in my career, we were able to make it pretty successful. I would say quite successful. I learned how to be explicitly organized and how to bridge those communication gaps. I know that I've said that a lot. They were the challenges, and they were the things that I had to tackle. That's exactly what I had to learn. And in the future, I want to expand where and with whom I stage manage. I have worked with my home institution since I've gotten here, and I would love to branch out. And I'm almost done with my career here, and so I am excited to step into the professional industry. Thank you.